for Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen, and a crucial game for both of these teams as the Moncton Mets are in town fighting for second spot in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League. The Ironmen come in tonight 14-11, 9-3 over their last 12 games. A win tonight would secure second place in the standings for the Ironmen. They still have a chance at first should they win all three of their final three games. The Mets come into tonight 14-13 and looking for a crucial win to bump Chatham down to third. There's also a doubleheader going on tonight in St. John as the Royals are taking on the Alpines. No updates from there yet. Jamie Walls toes the rubber tonight for the Ironmen. Let's take a look at his numbers for the season as he makes his 8th appearance. He's thrown 33 and 2/3 innings on the season, has a 2-3 record, a 4.37 ERA, 35 strikeouts, and 21 walks. And let's take a look at the lineup he's going to face for the Mets. Justin Cormier, the shortstop, is leading off. Luke Robeson, the center fielder, is batting second. Declan Buckle is playing second base tonight, batting third. Luke Botor, the DH, is batting fourth. John Hamwitz, the catcher, batting fifth. Sean Bartley, the right fielder, batting sixth. Brian Smith, the third baseman, batting seventh. Jesse Malone, the first baseman, batting eighth. And rounding out, Stefan Martin, the left fielder, batting ninth. The Ironmen fresh off a 10-6 clipping of the Mets in Moncton last night. Again, to take a bit of a stranglehold over second place. So again, a key game here as we continue on the last week of the regular season. So here we go. Justin Cormier is going to step in here to lead it off tonight for the Mets. Cormier on the season, hitting .318, has 5 doubles amongst his 28 hits, and that's in there for strike one as we start the ball game. So again, the Ironmen currently on a 3-game heater. Again, 9-3 over their last 12 games. And that is fouled back. Lots of presentations here before the game tonight. The Miramichi 18U AA Twins were on hand. They've got some fundraisers going on here in the ballpark tonight as they're going to be heading to the 18U AA Atlantics in Newfoundland here in a couple of weeks. We also had a couple of presentations from the Ironman organization to players Zach Newman and Mike McKay, who will be joining up with the Charlottetown Islanders, who will be New Brunswick's representative at the Baseball Senior Nationals next week. That one's outside. Runs the count now to Cormier here, 1-2. Also, we had the presentation of the Ironman Community Player of the Year from George Springer to the Ironman Zach Newman, and there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So a good start to the game here for Walls. We've seen Walls a few times here on Ironman Baseball Live, and he has had some first-inning struggles. But couldn't ask for a better start to this one as he sets Cormier down on 4 pitches. So Luke Robeson's going to step in here, hitting .365 on the season. And that is high for ball 1. He's 23 for 63, 18 runs scored, 3 doubles. I'm glad for you joining us in there tonight, wherever you're watching from. Thank you so much for tuning into this edition of O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. Again, the final regular season game. And that is on the outside corner for a strike to even it at 1-1. We will be obviously off for the next little bit due to the Nationals break. The Ironmen have 2 games remaining after this. They will head to St. John for a doubleheader against the Alpines this Saturday. This is the final game of the regular season for the Mets. And that is lined into left field, and that's going to be a base hit right in front of Mike McKay. So the first runner on here is Robeson singles. The Islanders have already completed their schedule, finished the regular season at 17-11, again in first place. The only team that can catch them is the Ironmen, who could equal their 17-11 mark. The Ironmen would finish first by virtue of a 4-3 season series victory over the Islanders. Fredericton's final 2 games, again, being played in St. John tonight. And St. John, after tonight, will have the doubleheader remaining against the Ironmen on Saturday. So 1 on, 1 out here, top 1. And that is hit high and deep to left field. That one is back at the track, at the wall, and it is gone. Declan Buckle puts a charge into that one. And Moncton out to a quick start here with a 2-run home run and a 2-0 lead. So again, the first inning has not been Jamie Walls' friend this year. Again, a nice-looking strikeout of Justin Cormier, but then a hard-hit single by Robeson, and then Declan Buckle deposits one into the left field screen, and just like that, it's 2-0. Luke Vautour is going to step in here now, hitting .418 on the season. And that is high for a ball. He leads the Mets with 33 hits, tied for the team lead with 10 doubles, and has a home run as well. And that is a curveball hit back up the middle. Nice little run there by Keating, who crosses the bag and makes the throw over. So that will be a 6-3 putout for the second out of the top of the first inning. And Hamowitz is going to step in here, the Moncton catcher, hitting .337 on the season. Again, he's tied with Luke Vautour for the team lead with 10 doubles amongst his 31 hits, which puts him second on the squad. This Moncton team, and that's high and tight, and I think it got him. Or did it catch maybe McKay's glove on the way by? Definitely heard something there. This Moncton team can hit. They come in tonight with a .332 average on the season, 248. Now 250 hits after the 2 here in the top of the first. That's assuming that these totals I have in front of me are updated after last night's game, which I cannot confirm at this time. And that is fouled back, evens the count at 1-1. Can have a look on the website myself here, I suppose. And they are not. So now with those 2 hits, that actually puts them up to 257 hits on the season. So here comes the 1-1. And that's a curveball just down. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to Hamowitz. Here it comes. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So 2-2 now. So 2-2, 2 out here in the top of the first inning. The Moncton Mets have scored 2 on 2 hits. A Robeson single and a Declan Buckle home run. Here it comes. And that is fouled back. Hamowitz with a mighty hack at that one. Count will remain 2-2. So we're back in for another 2-2 here. And that is lined to short, and that's going to get past Chris Keating and into center field for a base hit. Hamowitz put a sting into that one. And that one will go back up the middle for a single. So that'll bring Sean Bartley to the plate here. Bartley hitting .305 on the season, has 18 hits, 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run. And throw over to first. Hamowitz just back in over there. 2 out here in the top of the first inning. The Mets have had 3 hard hit balls here, one of which has left the yard. They've scored a couple. Hamowitz over at first after a 2-out single. And Hamowitz bluffs the start, and that misses outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes here. Walls falls behind Bartley. That's on the inside part for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. We have managed to avoid the majority of the weather here in Ironman Field. That's high for a ball, 2-1. Again, there was thunderstorm warnings issued just before supper time. That did not materialize. We were here at the field about 90 minutes before first pitch. Actually, a little before that. Actually, about 5:40. The tarp was on the field. So neither team took batting practice. But we didn't get any rain. The tarp is off, and away we go. Here comes the 2-1 now to Bartley. And that is a curveball that stays high, and now it'll be 3-1. Brian Smith, the third baseman, waiting on deck. We're having a bit of a technical issue here with the camera. So we're getting that looked into. So we'll keep going here with just the sweet, soothing sounds of my voice. And the runner's off, and a foul. That's going to be a foul ball. So a little foul tip back. So it's a full count now with 2 outs, so Hamowitz will get a head start. So full count, 2 out here. Again, we're just working through a bit of a camera issue here, folks. Please bear with us. Should be back up and going here in a second. So here comes another 3-2. Camera back right on time. And runner going, and that is foul down the line. So again, playing behind the runner there and conceding the runner with full count, 2 out, and a lefty at the plate. Understandable. So we're going to get another full count pitch here. So the Mets making Walls work for here in the first inning. And that is hit hard and past the diving Nick Leggett. And this is where the runner in motion could come back to hurt. Goss with the throw home. It's a good throw, and it's going to pull Tyler McKay away from the bag. So Hamowitz will score from first on the single, and it's 3-0. Leggett. Luckily, I'm not sure if he's disappointed that he didn't come up with it, or he might be a little hurt over there. But again, this is one of those things where you can play coulda, woulda, shoulda all you want, but if Leggett would have been holding the runner on, probably would have been in prime position to have that line drive hit him right in the chest. Obviously, again, play the percentages and get the runner off. Hamowitz able to get a huge head start and comes around to score on the single. Goss with a good throw, but up the line a little bit. So just like that, it's 3-0. Oh, we have our cameras out again here. Sorry, folks. We're going to work on that for a moment. That ball is hit foul down the third baseline. And, I mean, here's the thing. When tell you what, everything that the Mets are putting the bat on right now is being hit hard. No, it's out again. Everything the Mets are putting the bat on right now is coming out with some velocity. There's the 1-1. That's in the dirt for a ball. So we got a 2-1 count here. Yeah, we know the camera's going in and out, folks. We're sorry, but we're working on it. That ball is hit high and deep into the right center field gap, and that is going to land on the track and all the way to the wall. Cook up with it. They're going to try to make a play at the plate here, and they will not. So that is an RBI double for Brian Smith. And it is 4-0. So Smith hit that ball into the right center field gap. right out towards where there's a gap between the Newcastle Printing and Pita Pit sign, and short hop the track. And again, Ori Cook, the center fielder, who had a long way to go, was unable to come up with it. So 4 runs in the top of the first inning here. And the number 8 hitter, Jesse Malone, at the dish now. And that is in there for strike 1. Malone comes into tonight 2 for 25 on the season, hitting .080, has a couple of singles. Here, so 0-1 here now. And that's on the outside part for strike 2. So now Wall's quickly ahead here. Malone 0-2. So 0-2 here. 2 out in the top of the first. And that is grounded to second. Mollison gets a hop, makes the throw to first. So Moncton comes out blazing here in the first inning as they drive in 4 runs on 5 hits. Declan Buckle with a homer, Sean Bartley with an RBI single, and Brian Smith with an RBI double. So half an innings in the books here. The Ironmen coming to the plate, and they find themselves in a hole 4-zip on this final regular season edition of O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. So Jackson Decker draws the start tonight for the Mets, making his 11th appearance of the season. He is 4-2 with a 4.06 ERA, has thrown 39 2/3 innings this season, has 18 walks and 27 strikeouts. And leading off for the Ironmen will be Mike McKay. And the first pitch is down and away for a ball. McKay, 321 on the season, has 25 for 78. 4 doubles and a home run. And that is inside for ball 2. So quickly 2-0 here. And that's 3-0. That is top of the zone for a strike. I don't think McKay liked that call, but 3-1's a count here. So McKay, Keating, and Lester, the top 3 hitters for the Ironmen here tonight. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So now he's back to a full count here. So here comes the 3-2. And that is hit into left field for a base hit. So McKay starts the bottom of the first off for the Ironmen with a hard hit ball to left field. So that'll bring up Chris Keating. Keating hitting .337 on the season, 28 for 83, has 19 runs scored, 3 doubles, and 4 homers, which is tied for the Ironman lead with Jeff Watkin. The Ironmen have hit 16 home runs as a team. So McKay's over at first. Chances are he's not going to be there for long. And that is a curveball in there for strike one. So again, the Ironmen are going to have to dig themselves out of a hole here. And if you've been a fan of our broadcast this season, you know they are no stranger to doing that. And that is popped back and out of play. The comeback kids have done it time and time again. They've erased 7-0 and 5-0 leads at various points against the Royals and Alpines. So they are no stranger to playing from behind. They'll have to do so again here tonight. 0-2's the count here to Keating. McKay with a modest lead over at first. And that is high and tight for a ball. We will try to get you updates from St. John if we can. Again, I know I haven't seen a stream or a tweet or anything about it so far. We're working on it. And that is in the dirt. Nice block by Hamowitz there. Runs the count to 2-2. Again, the Alpines and Royals with a double dip. A rare Thursday night double dip. 6:30, 9:30 starts down there in the Battle of Highway 7. We got the Battle of Highway 11 here tonight. And that is hit hard down the right field line, but foul. Or, depending on if you prefer, you could call it the Battle of Highway 126. But let's not start that debate in the chat tonight. So 2-2 is the count here to Keating. Mike McKay still over at first. Again, Hamowitz, one of the more apt catchers in the league at throwing runners out. So McKay going to pick a spot, has a shorter lead than usual than he has had in this bat. And that is outside for a ball. Hamowitz with a peek around Keating down there to see if something was on. So now with a full count here, we'll probably see something going. Coach Kevin Bowes flashes through the sign. So full count to Chris Keating. Dylan Lester on deck. And a throw over to first. Lots of baseball on the river here tonight. We've got this game here. We also have Game 5 of the Miramichi Valley Baseball League semifinal between Newcastle and Chatham Head. It started at 7:30. And that is bounded out in front of the plate. No, just to the side of the plate. So Keats will stay alive here with a full count. Again, surprised that McKay wasn't going on that one. They don't pay me to coach the team. Let's see if we get something different going here now with a full count. So full counts to both hitters so far for Decker. This will be the 7th pitch to Keating. 8th pitch, sorry. And that is hit down the left field line, just foul. That was outside of the line by a foot, maybe 16 inches. As Keating stung that one down the left field line. And just barely foul. As Keats tried to sneak one in down there. So the count remains full. And Keating will see a 9th pitch now, this at bat. And that is lined back up the middle for a base hit. McKay will move up as far as second. So a great 9-pitch at bat there for Chris Keating results in a single. And that'll bring Dylan Lester to the plate with 2 on and nobody out here. Lester leads the Ironman with a .422 average, leads the Ironman with 35 hits, 30 singles, 4 doubles, has a home run as well. His .422 also leads the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League as we enter the final 3 days of play. And again, Ironman trying to dig themselves out of an early hole here and have a great opportunity with 2 on and nobody out. And Lester wanted that one, but going to take that one for strike one. Just at the bottom of the zone. Umpires for tonight, we have Brian Cummings behind the plate. Jason Dunnett down the third baseline. Miles Brito down the first baseline. All local crew here. Here comes the 0-1 now from Decker. And that is hit into left field, and that's going to be a base hit. McKay had to hold up just to make sure that it didn't get snagged by Cormier behind him. So 3 consecutive base hits to start the bottom of the first for the Islanders, and they have the bases loaded, nobody out, and Jeff Watkin coming to the plate. Watkin has been heating up a bit lately. He's up to 268 on the season now, 19 for 71, has 17 runs scored, 3 doubles, a triple, and 4 home runs. Had a home run in Charlottetown on Sunday. Looks like the Mets are going to play corners in here, up 4-0 in the first inning. So Watkin bats with bases loaded and nobody out. And that's a curveball in there for strike 1. So McKay with a full count single, Keating with a 9-pitch at bat, full count single, Lester with a hard hit single as well. Every ball both teams have hit so far has been hard. And that is high, and good job by Hamowitz to snag that one. The way both of these teams are swinging the bats here early, we could be in for a slugfest here tonight. Again, the Mets trying to pay back the Ironmen for the 10-6 loss they suffered in Moncton last night. 1-1's the count here to Watkin. And that is fouled back into the screen here as Decker was able to get that one in under Watkin's hands. All he could do was pop that one back into the seats. Just to our right here. 6-2 Alpines in the 5th. Thank you, Cindy. Appreciate it. We were hanging out here before first pitch, trying to hoping they were going to have a stream so we could catch some of the game, but appreciate the update. Here comes the 1-2, and that is down and in. So 2-2 now is the count here to Watkin. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ironmen have the bases full here with nobody out in the bottom of the first inning and down 4-0. Got a bit of a late start here due to the tarp. Well, we're rolling now. Here comes the 2-2. And that is high and tight for a ball. So now nowhere to put him, and the count is full. Nick Leggett in the on-deck circle. Another Ironman hitter who has been hot as of late. So here comes the full count. And that is hit high and deep to left field, but foul. So we're going to have another full count here. Again, nobody out here in the bottom of the first. The Ironmen have had 3 singles from McKay, Keating, and Lester, and Watkin has now worked himself into a full count. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. And that is swing and a miss into the glove. It would have been, I think, ball 4 outside, but Watkin goes down swinging for out number 1. So that'll bring Nick Leggett up here. Leggett's got his average up to 286 now, has added a couple of extra base hits in there. So 18 hits on the season. He's got a couple doubles. And he will bat with bases loaded and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. As the Ironmen try to cash in on their 3 singles that they've had to start here. So Decker comes set as he tries to battle out of this first. And that's outside for ball 1. Decker has thrown a lot lately. He threw an inning of relief last night. I believe he threw over the weekend 4 or 5 innings as well. earlier this week. Had to check it out there. I was just listening to the guys talk before the game about it. That's a curveball in there for strike one. So 1-1's a count here. 1 out, bottom of the first inning. The Ironmen have the bases loaded. Mike McKay, Chris Keating, and Dylan Lester all with singles. Nick Leggett finds himself at the plate here. Decker's got the one he wants. And that is hit in the air. And that's going to be an infield fly. Not sure why we didn't get an infield fly call there, but either way, it's an F4. And the second out of the inning. So that'll bring Charlie Mollison to the plate here at 281 on the season. 16 hits, 3 doubles, and a triple. 10 runs scored. And trying to avoid the Ironmen leaving the bases loaded with nobody out here in the bottom of the first. And that is right there for strike one. Again, the Ironmen with a chance to get on the board here, have had the bases loaded with nobody out. Now bases loaded with 2 out after a walk-in strikeout and a Leggett pop-up. Here comes the 0-1. And that is in the dirt. Hamowitz with the block. So 1-1's the count here. Decker has had to work very hard here in the first inning. We don't count, but he has to be up in the 30 pitch range. But as of yet, no damage for the Ironmen. And that is hit hard to first. And Malone with a little sliding play, and the Ironmen will have the bases loaded with nobody out, and they will not score as a strikeout, a pop-out, and a ground-out, and the threat. So an inning in the books here. It is Moncton 4, Chatham nothing on this edition of O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. So we go to the top of the second inning here. It's going to be 9 and then back to the top of the order. So Stefan Martin's going to lead it off as the Mets have a 4-0 lead here after an inning. Jamie Walls will try to settle her down here for his second inning of work. Again, the first inning has not been his friend. Martin on the season hitting .373, 19 for 51 so far. All of his hits are singles except for a lone double, but a good season from the Mets number 9 hitter. And that's on the outside part of the plate for strike one. And that is just inside for a ball. So that'll even the count at 1-1. So here comes the 1-1 from Walls, and that is fouled off, evens or runs the count to 1-2. Oh, it looks like the ball hit off a rail. I was wondering what was happening, but the Ball hit off a railing there and came back into play, so have a little pause there while they clean that up. So 1-2 is the count here to the Moncton Mets number 9 hitter. Walls, rocks, and fires. That is a bounder to short, or second. 2-hopper for Charlie, and he'll make the throw over to first. So a 4-3 here to start the inning. And we'll be back to the top of the order. So that'll bring Cormier to the plate. Struck out swinging his first time. Only strikeout in the book for Walls so far. That is hit hard to first. And Leggett's up with it and going to take it himself. So that'll be a 1-pitch out there. 3 unassisted. And quickly there's 2 out here in the second inning. So that'll bring Robeson to the dish. Singled and scored his first time. We do have a final from St. John as the Alpines take the first game down there, 6-3. Thank you, Cindy, for the updates. Appreciate it. So that'll drop Fredericton to 13-14. So with that means in any scenario where Chatham can finish no worse than third. And that is fouled out of play. Yeah, so with Fredericton taking on their 14th loss of the season, that means there's no scenario in which Chatham could finish worse than Fredericton, as that one's popped up because they have the Ironmen have the tiebreakers. So Keating under it makes the play. So a quick 1-2-3 inning here for Walls, exactly what the doctor ordered. So we'll come back for the bottom of the second. Ironmen find themselves down 4-0 here on the final regular season edition of Ironman Baseball Live. So Zach Goss leads it off here at the bottom of the second. And it's in the dirt for a ball. Goss hitting .214 on the season, 6 for 28. Has a double. It'll be Goss, McKay, and Ori Cook here. There's a swing and a miss, and that one bounces back. Caught a little bit of everybody on that one. That's high and away for a ball, so that'll run it to 2-1. So 2-2's the count here. And that ball is hit hard towards second. Buckle up with it, and he'll make the play over to first. Malone with a little bit of a schmozzle there, but that's a 4-3. So Tyler McKay steps in here, takes the first pitch for a ball. That's in there for a strike. Sorry for the pause, folks. We're trying to sort out a little situation up here. Get something helping the guys downstairs out. And that's outside for a ball, and that'll run it to 2-1. McKay on the season, 5 for 35, 4 singles and a home run. And that ball is bounded to third, and it'll be foul. So that'll run the count to 2-2 now. So 2-2's the count here. We're back in. And that ball is hit hard to third. Base hit. Tyler McKay with a C&I single through the hole. He hit that ball on the previous pitch. I'm not sure if Smith adjusted himself a little closer to the line, but either way, McKay goes through the 5-6 hole, and runner on now for the Ironman with one out here. And it'll be the number 9 hitter, Horry Cook, who had 29 at-bats this season, 7 for 29. All of his hit singles except for a memorable home run in his first at-bat back. And that ball is in there for a strike over the outside. So it'll be Horry Cook and then back to the top of the order here for Mike McKay. Here comes the 0-1. That ball is bounded out in front of the plate. That one might stay fair. It actually takes a weird spin backwards. And I think Horry had to kind of make a little deviation of his path there to make sure he didn't collide with the pitcher. So they're able to make the play 1-3 for those of you scoring at home. Tyler McKay moves up to second base. So he is now there with 2 out. So McKay singled his first time, was stranded at third. And that is in the dirt. Nice block by Hamowitz. That one a 56.5-foot curveball, I think. Get the measuring tape out here. Beautiful night here, a little muggy, but it's 19 degrees. Again, we have avoided the rain here at Ironman Field, which you'll love to see. And that is on the outside part for a strike. Not a pretty looking reception there from Hamowitz, but a strike is a strike. And the count's 1-1. And we're going to get time here as the catcher calls time. Again, runner at second here. You really want to make sure you know what the right sign is. Don't want to get crossed up and have one go to the screen and all of that fun stuff. So 1-1 remains the count here. And that ball is hit hard to second. Buckle's going to make the play. So the Ironmen for the second straight inning get a runner in scoring position and come away with nothing. So after 2 complete here, it is Moncton 4 and the Ironmen no score on this Final regular season edition of O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. So we go to the top of the third inning here. It is 4-0 Moncton. It's going to be Buckle, who had a 2-run home run back in the first inning. Got it all started here. So he's going to bat here. Walls, after giving up 4 in the first, came back with a 1-2-3 second. So see if he can keep that momentum rolling here into the part of the order that gave him some trouble. That is in the dirt for a ball. Again, the Ironmen have had some runners on. They had the bases loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the first. Had a runner in scoring position last inning. But they trail 4-zip. Here comes the 1-0. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. So that'll run it to 1-1 here. So 1 ball, 1 strikes the count here. And that is hit down the right field line and will be foul. Into the last set of bleachers down there. Good crowd here tonight on hand at the final home game of the regular season for the Ironmen. Again, there was some spotty weather that might have kept some people away. I hope you're tuning in from home. Thank you guys for supporting the stream here, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Appreciate you. So here comes the 1-2. That is on the outside part of the plate for called strike 3. And not a fan of the call down there. There's third base coach Mike Dono getting in home plate umpires Brian Cummings' ear immediately here. First close call of the game. He didn't like it. That is a swing and a miss, strike 1 for Luke Votor. Votor grounded out to short his first time. Not on TV tonight. We are hoping to link up with Rogers for some of the playoff games that'll be coming up here after the Nationals break, so stay tuned for that. But just on the Facebook and YouTube here tonight, and that's just outside for a ball. And the 1-1 of that is popped up into right field. It's going to be a bit of a run for Goss, but he's there and makes the play. So F9 here for out number 2. So yeah, we do thank our friends over at Rogers. Again, we were able to get one game on there. We had another couple that were unfortunately rained out, but like I said, we can keep in contact with them, and we're hoping to get them the playoff schedule once it becomes available and we know the Ironmen's placement and whether they'll be on the road or at home. So we are hoping to bring some more action to TV, and Hamowitz takes a big hack at that one for strike one. Hamowitz with a single and a run scored back in the first inning. That is low and away for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike here, 2 out in the top of the third. Walls has retired 6 straight now after a rocky start. And that's right on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So 1-2 now here. And that is right there for strike 3. Hamowitz knew it. So that's going to do it here in the top of the third as Walls has now settled in. A couple of looking strikeouts there and another 1-2-3 inning. So we go after 2.5. We're going to have a little bit of a break here as the Ironmen give out their Booster Club awards for the year, and we'll be back for the bottom of the third with the Mets ahead 4-0 here.
For Boosters Gold members, we'll do that as quickly as possible. Okay, and I've asked Brian Cummings to make the draws.
Did you just walk here? Did you just walk here?
All right, we have some good winners. I'm a little reluctant to announce the first one. It's Kenny Martin. The next one is Darlene Taylor. The next one is Brian Richard. Good God. The next winner, I know he's not here, Gary Dunn. Gary's in Chatham Head, coaching his team. And the last winner is Kathy Costello.
So we go to the bottom of the fourth inning here. It's going to be Chris Keating. Keating singled and was stranded back in the first inning. Again, 4-0 Mets. The Ironmen trying to get something going here in the fourth. That is outside for ball 1. So again, a little bit of a pause there as the Ironmen give out their annual booster prizes to supporters of the team. Thank you, of course, to all of the Ironmen boosters. And that is on the inside part for a strike. Evens a count of 1-1. Live here on the beautiful Thursday night here on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining in. There's a swing and a miss. The ball in the dirt there for strike 2. I want to thank our friends at Elitecast Media bringing you the sights and sounds of the game here tonight. Have been all season long. I've been off for the last few games, but enjoyed the stream myself. That one takes a bit of a bouncer in front of home, and I think Hamowitz took that one up in the chest protector right around the throat region. He's going to walk that one off. And The home plate umpire out to the mound to give him a little break, let him get his breath back. Again, looked like that was a curveball that landed a couple of feet in front of home. Came up and caught him right in the upper chest area. So 2-2's the count here now. And that ball is hit hard down the first baseline, but foul. So the count will remain 2-2. Here comes another one. And that's in the dirt again. So that'll run a full count here to Keating. Keating, Lester, and Watkin here in the third inning. So again, we won't be live again until the month of September. And that is hit into left field off the end of the bat. It's going to be a long run, but it makes the play out there. Is the left fielder Martin. So Keating flies out to left for the first out of the third. Again, with the Royals' loss in Game 1 in St. John tonight, that means the Ironmen will avoid the 4-5 series and can finish no worse than third in the standings. They still have an opportunity to finish first, but it requires them, first of all, coming back in this game and then sweeping a doubleheader on Saturday in St. John. And, whoa, that one is out of the hand, nowhere near where he was trying to get it to go. Way up above Lester's head there as that curveball just got out of Decker's hand the wrong way. And that is hit down the right field line, foul, even the count at 1-1. So again, we'll be into, after Saturday's doubleheader in St. John, we'll be into Nationals break. My understanding is that the 2-3 or the 1, I guess, versus 4 or 5 series won't start probably until the Tuesday or Wednesday after Labor Day. I believe the schedule for the 4-5 series is Saturday, Sunday, and then if a Game 3 is necessary, it would be Tuesday. That is bounded down the line, and that is going to hit the grass and stay fair, and they're not going to have a play at first. So an infield single for Lester here with one out, and the Ironmen have something going now. So, yeah, my understanding is that the schedule will be, for the 4-5 series, will be the Saturday, Sunday, and if necessary, the Tuesday, right around the Labor Day holiday. And then the start of the 1 versus the winner of that and 2-3 series would be dependent on if that series goes 2 or 3 games. So it'll be September before you hear my voice again, folks. Want to wish good luck as well to the Charlottetown Islanders and all of their pickups as they head to Tecumseh, Ontario for the national championships representing Team New Brunswick. That's high to Watkin for ball 1. Watkin struck out with the bases loaded and nobody out back in the first inning. Going to try to have a reversal of fortunes here in the third. The Ironmen down 4-0. That ball is fouled back. Mighty hack from Watkin there. That evens the count at 1-1. So 1-1's the count here. 1 out, bottom of the third inning. Decker's back in here. And that's a pitch right at the top of the zone for a strike. Lester over at first after an infield single. 5th hit of the game so far for the Ironmen. The Mets also have 5 hits. Neither team has committed an error, and the Mets are up 4-0. Throw over to first. Lester scrambles back, I think. A little caught off guard there by the throw over. I don't think he had a very big lead. And now he's out to almost to the edge of the cutout there. And that is hit hard. Cormier's going to have to go far to his left, and he double pumps. He's not going to have a play. Cormier had a hard time coming up with it and couldn't get the ball out of his glove, and he has no play. And that's going to be scored a hit, which I think is maybe a bit of a generous hometown scoring there, as I think Cormier probably would have had a play at first if he comes up with it cleanly. But either way, it scored a single for Watkin, in back-to-back infield singles, and now the Ironmen once again have runners on with one out here. Here's Nick Leggett. Leggett popped out to second back in the first inning. And that ball hits him in the helmet. So that's another curveball that gets away from Decker. And again, I will say it is only, it might only be 19 degrees, but it is muggy here. I know up here in the press box on the third floor, it is sticky. So again, maybe obviously Decker has had a hard time with that curveball. I mean, he's bounced at least 3 multiple feet in front of home plate. And now he threw one up above Lester's head, and then that one catches Leggett in the top of the helmet. So anyway, you'll take it. The Ironmen once again have the bases loaded for the second time in 3 innings. Charlie Mollison's going to bat here. He grounded out to first his first time. Easy for me to say. It's another chance here for him to do some damage. Again, the Mets are going to play the corners in here with one out and bases loaded. That ball right down Broadway for strike one. So Decker ahead up to Mollison here, 0-1. Again, Malone way in at first. And that ball is dumped into left field. That is going to be right there. They're going to tag and try to score him. A strong throw to the plate, and he's going to be out. So a 7-2 double play to end the inning. Again, a shallow fly ball into left. And the Ironmen try to take a chance on that one, and unfortunately will come up with nothing. So they strand the bases loaded once again, come away with nothing. 3 complete innings in the books here. The score is the Moncton Mets 4, and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen no score. So we go to the 4th inning here. Sean Bartley's going to lead it off. Had an RBI single and a run scored back in the first inning. We head to the top of the 4th inning here. The Mets lead 4-0. They have 4 runs on 5 hits. The Ironmen no runs on 6 hits. Ironmen have had the bases loaded 2 out of 3 innings. Once with no out, once with 1 out, and unfortunately have not scored yet. That is high and away for ball 1. The last inning here, a 7-2 double play on an attempted sac fly situation. Dylan Lester gets thrown out at home. And that is fouled right back to even the count at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. The first batter in the top of the 4th. Walls has retired 7 in a row. That is looped into left field. McKay trots back to his left and makes the play. And again, this has been Walls' MO the couple of times we've seen him this season. He has had rough first innings and then has been able to battle through and keep his team in the game and allow them to come back. Again, back when the Royals were here, he gave up 7 runs in the first 2 innings as the Royals got out to a 7-0 lead. The Ironmen came back to win that one. And that is a bouncer to third. Watkins going to come up with it here. Strong throw across for out number 2. Smith is retired. So that'll be 5-3. So 9 straight retired now by Walls. And that'll bring Jesse Malone to the plate. Malone grounded out to second his first time. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 4th with the Ironmen. It'll be 7, 8, 9. Goss, McKay, and Ori Cook. There's a big swing and a miss by Malone for strike 1. Pitch up and away from the zone. Able to hold up on that one as that one's up and away for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. Here comes the 1-1. And that is right there at the bottom of the zone for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now with 2 out here in top of the 4th inning. Here it comes. And that high and away. So that'll run to 2-2 now. And that is fouled away over towards the Mets dugout. Count will remain 2-2 here. Here comes the 2-2 again. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike 3. So that'll run Walls' streak to double digits as he has now retired 10 straight and is up to 4 strikeouts now. So halfway home here at Ironman Field in the final home game of the 2024 regular season. It is the Moncton Mets 4, your Chatham Miramichi Ironmen. No score on this edition of O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Zach Haas going to lead it off here. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to second his first time. And that's going to be a bunt out in front of home plate. Decker's going to come and try to get it. And he is, wow. I tell you what, I'm not sure about that call. So that's going to be a 1-3 putout at first, which draws some ire and groans from the Ironman dugout. And that'll bring Tyler McKay up. 1 for 1 in the ball game with a single. He's going to bat here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. And that's in there for strike 1. So 0-2 is the count here down to McKay. Here it comes. And that is a swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 quick outs here, and that'll bring up Ori Cook. So Ori's 0 for 1, grounded out to the pitcher's first time. And that's in there for strike 1. And that is slashed down the line foul, and it's quickly 0-2. So it's quickly 2 strikes here. And that is slashed away foul again. Decker trying to get through his first clean inning here. So 0-2 remains the count here to Ori. That is another one spiked in the dirt. And again, we've seen that 4 times from Decker so far. Something is amiss with his grip with that pitch. Again, he's spiked 4. He's had a couple way up inside to right-handed hitters. Hit Nick Leggett in the helmet with one. And that one is below the bottom of the zone. So that'll run it to 2-2. Again, just something where his grip with that curveball just a little off right now. See if he goes back to it here, though. And he does. That was more of a slider, and that one's going to go out to Buckle, and he's going to make the play. So first clean inning for the Mets as they go 1, 2, 3. So 4 innings in the books here. It is the Moncton Mets continuing to lead over your Chatham Ironmen by a score of 4-0. So Stefan Martin going to lead it off here in the top of the 5th. Graham there to second his first time. Walls has retired 10 in a row here. So again, has settled right down, has not allowed a base runner since the first inning. That's just down for ball one. So here comes the 1-0. That is grounded to second. So Molson up with it. So for the second time tonight, Stefan Martin is out 4-3. So that'll bring the top of the order back up, and Justin Cormier, who is 0 for 2 in the ball game, has struck out and grounded out to first. So Walls now has retired 11 straight, and that is in there for strike one. That one is high for ball one. So 1-1's a count here. One out in the top of the fifth. 4-0 Mets. And that ball is looped into right center field for a base hit. So that will end Walls' streak at 11 straight retired. No activity in either bullpen here at the moment. So the Mets have something cooking here in the top of the fifth. The only runs of the game were scored in the top of the first inning as the Mets scored 4. A Declan Buckle 2-run home run, a Sean Bartley RBI single, and a Brian Smith RBI double. That's the only damage so far. There goes the runner, and he got a massive jump. I don't think McKay had any chance to throw him out there. And I don't know if something happened to McKay's hand there. He fished into his glove to try to get that one. Again, I think Cormier had a massive jump there. I don't think he was going to throw him out regardless, but looks like Tyler McKay kind of favoring his throwing hand. I'm not sure if he kind of jammed a knuckle or something trying to get it out of the glove. It's a stolen base for Cormier. And I think we're going to get an injury visit here. Kevin Bowe is going to come out and check on his catcher just to see if he's okay. Again, I'm not sure if he jammed a finger or a knuckle or something trying to fish that out of his glove. But like I said, I think Cormier had that bag stolen regardless. He was halfway to second before Walls even delivered the pitch. So Cormier's at second now. Here comes the 1-0. And that is popped up to play right back on top of us here. And I hear that one land on a vehicle behind me. Well, if your truck's back there, pal, I don't know what to say. Well, we'll get back to you on that one, folks. So 1-1's the count here to Robeson. Robeson is 1 for 2 in the game. That's in there for strike two. Robeson with an RBI or a single and a run scored and a pop out to shortstop. So Walls pitching from the stretch here for the first time since the first inning. Here comes the 1-2, and that is fouled away as Walls tried to go away with the heater. Martin out there to poke it to stay alive. For those of you who have been following along with my season-long saga of not being able to get pizza, we have repaired the situation. For the first time this season, I have managed to acquire some pizza. So, put that national nightmare to bed. Here comes the 1-2 from Walls to Robeson. And that one's lined back up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Cormier is going to score easily, although Cook is going to try to throw him out. And made it close, but the throw home does allow the runner to move up to second. So it'll be an RBI single for Robeson, and the Mets' lead has been extended now to 5-0. And again, with Cormier's speed there was very little chance they were going to throw him out at home. Again, Ori made a great throw and made it close, but the throw home allowed the runner to pick up an extra back off the scoring here. Struck out looking his last time. First pitch to Buckle is a ball. And that's a curveball and a big swing by Buckle there. It goes right through it and evens the count at 1-1. So 1-1's the count here. And that's inside for a ball. Two balls, one strike here. One out, top of the fifth inning. The Mets have scored one to extend their lead to 5. And that is spiked and in the dirt. McKay with a nice block there. So 3-1 here is the count to Buckle. Hate to give in to a guy here with Luke Botor on deck, but first base is open. And that's inside for ball 4. So the double play in order now as Votor comes to the dish. Votor 0 for 2 in the game, grounded out to short, flew out to right field. So again, the Ironmen looking for a double play here. One out here in the top of the fifth inning. The Mets have scored one to make it 5-0. That is popped out of play for strike one. Robeson's the runner out at second. Drove in Cormier here with an RBI single. Robeson's second single of the game. Here comes the 0-1. And that, hits him in the helmet. We're going to take a second here. I think he's okay. I think he's more disappointed than anything else. So that one up and tight and catches Votor in the helmet. So that will load it up here. So Votor looks to be okay. He's going to head down to first. So that'll load it up here. A little nice little round of applause here from the Ironman faithful. That is also going to get Rylan Matchett out of the dugout and down the right field line here for the Ironman. So Hamowitz is going to bat here now with the bases loaded. One out here in the top of the fifth. So again, the Ironman bullpen getting going in the form of Rylan Matchett. Rylan threw 2/3 of an inning or a third of an inning, one or the other, in Moncton last night. That is high and away for a ball. So again, after a rough first inning, Walls was cruising, had retired 11 in a row, but has struggled here in the fifth. Ryland threw 2/3 of an inning last night just to close the gap on that one. Foul tip there for Hamowitz into the glove for strike one. So 1 ball, 1 strike here, 1 out. Top of the fifth inning. The Mets have the bases loaded. Robeson at third after an RBI single that drove in Cormier. And there's another big swing from Hamowitz for strike two. Buckle is out at second after a walk. Votor down at first. Luke Votor, to be more specific, after a hit by pitch. Only one Votor in the lineup tonight for Moncton, but still thought I would specify for if you're tuning in late here. So 1-2's the count. And that is in the dirt, and a great block there as McKay blocks that one with his face. So that was a curveball that was well out in front of home plate, and McKay blocks that one with his face to keep it in front and keep a run from scoring. So 2-2's the count here now. That is down for a ball. So that'll run it full now. And Walls has nowhere to put him. So full count here. 1 out, top of the fifth. Critical moment here in the ballgame. Hamowitz steps back in. Walls has the sign he wants. Here it comes. And that is outside for ball 4. So that'll be a bases loaded walk. And the 6th run of the game for the Mets. So Bartley's going to step in here. Bases remain loaded. Bartley is 1 for 2. Has an RBI, a single, a run scored. Last time up, he flew out to left field. That pitch is well outside for ball 1. And again, Walls, who was asked to do a lot of heavy lifting here early in the ballgame. And that ball is bounded to first. Leg it up with it. They're going to come home for 1. So that'll be a 3-2 fielder's choice. Buckle is retired at the plate on a fielder's choice. So Bartley will move over to first base. And that's out number 2. So 6-0 now is the score. Here comes the first pitch to Brian Smith. That is up and away for a ball. Smith 1 for 2. He had an RBI double back in the first. Last time up, grounded out to third base. And that is in there for strike 1. So 2 out here in the inning. I had to check myself because I looked at the scoreboard and it says 1 out. And that ball is hit. Fly ball into center. Cook is back, and he'll make the play. So the Mets send 8 to the plate here in the 5th inning. They tack on 2 more. So 4.5 in the books here at Ironman Field. The score, your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen are being held scoreless as the Mets lead 6-0 on this edition of O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. So here we go, bottom of the 5th here. It's Mike McKay, and that's in there for strike one. So the Ironmen down 6-0 here. Do they have the comeback magic in the cards tonight? That ball is hit into right field for a base hit. McKay inside outs that one into right for his second hit of the game. So again, they have not been able to count the Ironmen out here, and they have 9 outs to go, and they are going to try to use them effectively. They've had their chances in the ball game, but unfortunately have not been able to cash in as of yet. So that'll bring up Chris Keating here. Keats is 1 for 2 with a single. Flew out to left his last time. So again, Ironmen have to start chipping away here and take advantage of these base runners. That is outside for ball one. Here comes the 1-0. That's a loopy curveball that misses high and away for ball two. Again, Decker continues to struggle with that curveball. Here comes the 2-0 to Keating after a quick check over at first, and that's at the bottom of the zone for a strike. So that'll run it to 2 balls, 1 strike now. So 2 balls and 1 strike. McKay with a very short lead over there at first. And that is hit hard into right field, so that's going to be a base hit. McKay is going to round and go to third here easily. So Ironmen will have runners at the corners here with nobody out. Again, another prime opportunity. The Ironmen have not been without their chances in this one. Bases loaded with nobody out in the first. Runner in scoring position with 2 out in the second. Bases loaded with 1 out in the third, and then had an inning-ending 7-2 double play. Runners at the corners with nobody out here. If you want to have a chance to come back in this ball game, you have to start turning these chances into runs. So here's Lester, 2 for 2 in the game with a couple of singles. That is low and away for ball one. So, and a throw over to first here just to check on Keating. See if we get in a situation where Keating might try to steal second here to get out of the double play. Brent, no idea what the score is right now. The Alpines won game 1 of the doubleheader 6-3, we were told. Big thanks to Cindy in the chat who gave us the score of the first game. So, and again, with that Alpines victory, that ensures that the Ironmen can finish no worse than third in the standings and will avoid the 4-5 play-in series. That is outside for a ball. That's going to go to the backstop. We might have a play at the plate here, and we will not, as McKay was in there. So that'll be a wild pitch, and I'll tell you what, you take him any way you can get him. The Ironmen are on the board. It's 6-1. So that one, quite a ways outside. Hamowitz did get a glove on it, but unfortunately not enough to stop it. So McKay able to score. Keating moves up to second. So the count's 2-1 now to Lester here. The Ironmen are on the board. It's 6-1. And like I said, you take him any way you can get him right now if you're the Ironmen. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. That one's outside for 3-1. And that is hit high and deep to left field. At the track, at the wall. She's out of here. Dylan Lester deposits one into the left field screen, and it's 6-3. So just like that, the Mets' lead in the span of 3 pitches is cut in half. Lester able to keep that one fair down the left field line. That'll be his second home run of the season. And still nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And I'm second-guessing whether or not it is the 5th inning. We're having some scoreboard difficulties here. But it is the bottom of the 5th in my book. And now Watkins steps in. And that's first ball, curveball in there for strike one. That's probably the best curveball Decker's thrown in quite some time. Again, he's been battling that off speed. Seems to have figured it out here in the 5th. And that ball is hit high in the air towards second base. Moving around, and he drops it! Oh, boys. Buckle was underneath it. He kind of readjusted himself at the last minute. Again, that was definitely up above the top of the lights, and we know when that ball does get up above the top of the lights, it gets problematic. He kind of adjusted his body at the last second, had that in the palm of his glove, and unable to squeeze it. So Watkin will reach on E4. That's the first error of the ball game for either team. And here's Nick Leggett now, so nobody out and Watkin over at first. And that is popped up down the right field line. Looks like it's going to be in foul territory, and nobody's going to get there. So that one falls into no man's land, but between the first baseman, second baseman, and right fielder, ends up being a foul ball for strike one. So here comes the 0-1. And that ball is popped up again. That one's going to get out of play. So again, bottom of the 5th inning here, the Ironmen have awoken. Mike McKay singled, comes around to score on a wild pitch. Dylan Lester with a 2-run home run has cut the Mets lead in half. It is 6-3, and there's still nobody out here with Watkin over at first. 0-2's the count here to Leggett. Leggett in the ball game is 0 for 1. Was hit by a pitch in the helmet his last time. Top of the helmet. No damage done. Here comes the 0-2. And that is a broken bat looper. And Buckle's going to make that play. And so that'll be a broken bat L4 for the first out of the inning. So Leggett will need to find himself a new piece of lumber. So that'll bring Charlie Molson up. Molson grounded out to first his first time. And last time up flew out to left field. And then subsequently Dylan Lester was thrown out at home trying to score on a sac fly. And that is a base hit into left field. And that is going to scoot all the way to the wall. Man, the left fielder was playing so shallow. And Watkin is going to come all the way around here to score. And it's 6-4. An RBI double for Charlie Molson. Again, the left fielder, Martin, was playing very shallow and very close towards the line. So when that ball got down, that scooted all the way to the wall, which allowed Watkin to come all the way around and score. So the error on second baseman Declan Buckle comes back to hurt as Watkin comes around to score, and that's going to draw a visit from the Moncton dugout. I'm not sure, Brent. I could pull it up on the website here. I want to say 2-5. Just give me a second here. I'll get it for you. The games on Saturday at Memorial between the Ironmen and St. John, 2-5 according to the league website. So Zach Goss steps in here, still 1 out in the inning. Mollison's out at second. Mets anticipating a bunt here. I'm anticipating a moonshot. And a big swing there from Goss. Rylan Matchett is out to warm up once again in the Ironman bullpen. We do have some potential activity down in the Mets bullpen, but nobody seems to be throwing. Just a couple guys hanging out down there. We'll keep an eye on that situation. Mets don't have a very deep bench here tonight, so that ball is outside. Evens the count at 1-1. The Ironmen have scored 4 here in the inning. Mike McKay singled and scored on a wild pitch. Keating with a single. Dillon with a 2-run home run. Watkin reaches on an error and comes around to score on a RBI double by Charlie Mollison. So it is 6-4. So for Ironmen have the tying run to the plate here. Goss is 0 for 2, has grounded out twice, once to second and once on a bunt attempt back to the pitcher on a very close play at first. And that is outside for a ball. And if I'm going to just judge based on my lineup card, I believe that would be Josiah Coombs down there warming up. Again, not a very deep bench here for the Mets tonight. And one of those guys on the bench is Sam Lund, who started for them in Moncton last night. And that ball is foul. So that'll run it to 2-2 now. Again, nobody actually warming down in the Mets bullpen, just kind of hanging around down there. So this is Decker's situation to try to work himself out of here. Here comes another 2-2, and that is fouled away. On the junior circuit, the O'Donoghue's Chatham Junior Ironmen travel to St. John tomorrow night to face the Alpines at Memorial Field. Or no, it's here, right? Friday night here. That's right, it was the rained out. Weather this week's got me all messed up. 8 p.m. tomorrow night here at Ironman Field. Come on out. The boys in red are down 2-1 in the series, could use your support. So come on out to Ironman Field and cheer on the O'Donoghue's Junior Ironman. And that is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Goss goes down on strikes. So again, lots of baseball being played on the river. We're deep into the thicket of the Miramichi Valley Baseball League playoffs. The junior Ironmen are trying to battle back against the junior Alpines. Again, 8 p.m. tomorrow night here at Ironman Field. Come on out as the O'Donoghue's Junior Ironmen try to force a decisive Game 5 in that series. Tyler McKay's going to bat here. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. And that is high and tight for ball 1. Want to wish a big happy birthday as well to fan of the stream, Brian Dunn. Big birthday today. Here's the 1-0 to McKay. There's a big swing and a miss. So 1-1's a count. So again, the Ironmen here have scored 4 in the inning. Still have a runner at second here with 2 out. Matchett has completed warming up in the Ironman bullpen. Still nothing cooking in the Mets bullpen. So here comes the 1-1. That is hit high in the air, and again, that's going to be up above the lights. Martin out there in left field. Looks like he's under it, and he will make the play. But the Ironmen do some damage as they get off the schneid. They put in 4. So 5 innings in the books. So 5 innings in the books here, and it is 6-4. So we go to the top of the 6th inning here. New pitcher in the game for the Ironmen is going to be Rylan Matchett, making his, I'm not sure we don't have the appearance on here, but he has 11 innings pitched in the season. He has a 3.82 ERA. He's going to be asked to come in here and hold this one at a 6-4 ball game. Just an update on the bullpen situation. The Mets have Justin Cormier down there warming up. So Jesse Malone's going to step in here, 0-2 in the game with a ground out and a strikeout. As he steps in here to lead off the top of the 6th for the Mets. Little discussion here in the press box over what inning it actually is. We got her figured out. And that is hit hard back up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. So Malone with a single on the first pitch he sees from Rylan Matchett. So that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Stefan Martin. 0-2 with 2 groundouts to second. Leadoff man on here for the Mets as they try to come back from the 4 spot the Ironman just put up. And that's on the outside corner for a strike. Again, the Ironman. The junior team does not stream as far as I know, Brent. But I would suggest you head on over and follow. They do have a Facebook page. And that is looped into left field. And McKay is going to get there. I do suggest you follow the Junior Ironman Facebook page. Let's see. Yeah, check out the O'Donoghue's Chatham Junior Ironman Facebook page, and they post their updates on there. Again, big game here tomorrow night, Game 4 in their series against St. John, 8 p.m. here at Ironman Field. And that'll take it back to the top of the order here for Justin Cormier. So Cormier with a quick warm-up session and now is in the hit here. So again, a short bench for the Mets here tonight, so possibly going to have to press Cormier in from shortstop here to do some duty. And I do believe they do have another pitcher warming up down there, and I do believe that's Josiah Coombs. And that is high and away for ball 2 from Rylan Matchett. So 2-0 here to Cormier. Cormier in the ball game is 1 for 3. The single, a stolen base, and a run scored his last time. And that is lined into left field, and that's going to be a base hit. So 2 on now. Cormier's second hit of the ball game. That'll move Malone up to second base. So it's 2 on and 1 out for Luke Robeson. Robeson has had a pretty good game here. He's 2 for 3. Couple singles, couple runs scored. That is ball 1 to Robeson. So again, critical moment here. The Ironmen have cut the lead from 6-0 to 6-4. And have turned it over to Rylan Matchett here to try to keep it right there. And that is outside for ball 2. Here comes the 2-0. And that is outside for ball 3, so Matchett having a hard time finding it here. Has given up a couple hard-hit balls. And now, again, falling behind the number 2 hitter here, 3-0. And you have Declan Buckle on deck, who has a home run already in this game. And that is right on the outside corner for a strike. So 3-1's the count here. And that is fouled away, and that'll run it full as Matchett has battled back from 3-0 now to a full count. So full count here, critical moment in this ball game, and that is way outside for ball 4. So now the bases are juiced here for Declan Buckle. So the Ironmen setting up their infield defense here. So bases loaded here for the Mets with 1 out in the top of the 6th. If the Ironmen ever needed a double play, it is right now. And that is fouled back. Here comes the 0-1, and that is in the dirt for a ball. We have an update of the game in the Miramichi Valley Baseball League playoffs tonight. Chatham Head has taken a 3-2 series lead with a 16-6 victory over the Newcastle Cardinals. Game 6 in that series will go Sunday night at Memorial Field. That is outside for a ball, and now Matchett has fallen behind 2-1 and nowhere to put Declan Buckle here. Again, as we said, lots of playoff baseball going on all weekend. The junior game here at Ironman tomorrow night, Game 6 of the Tigers-Cardinals, Sunday night at Memorial. And if a Game 7 is necessary, it will be Monday night in Chatham Head. And that is fouled out of play, so that'll run it to 2-2. And here comes the 2-2. And that is hit hard back up the middle. And that is going to score 1. As Cormier kind of had to hold up there because it was dangerously close to hitting him. So he had to get down out of the way. So that'll be an RBI single for Buckle. And that'll make it 7-4. So now still danger time here as Luke Votor steps in. The base is loaded and still only 1 out. And that is a grounder to third. They're going to come home for 1. And on the first, double play. So a nice little 5-2-3 double play for those of you scoring at home. So limits the damage there as the Mets do tack on 1. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 6th to score the game. The Moncton Mets 7, your Chatham Ironmen 4 here on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. So we go to the bottom of the sixth here. Don't change that channel, folks. We got a long ways to go here still. Ori Cook's going to lead it off. Jackson Decker back out for the bottom of the sixth inning here. As the Moncton Mets bullpen on standby, so 7-4 ball game. So the Mets do answer the Ironman 4 spot with one of their own to put the lead back up to 3. And Ori Cook, first pitch, fouls that one off down the right field side. So again, a little bit of a recap. The Mets scored 4 in the top of the first and another 2 in the top of the fifth to take a 6-0 lead. The Ironmen stormed back with 4 here in the bottom of the fifth. The Mets put 1 on in the top of the sixth, so 7-4 is where we're at. Mets have 7 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. And the Ironmen, 4 runs on 9 hits, have not committed an error. Here comes the 1-1 to Ori. And that is outside. Ooh, boys. That one's a generous give for strike 2. Ori's over 2 in the game, couple of groundouts. And fouls that one back. Look out. That Pepsi's good. And that is in the dirt. Here comes the 2-2 to Ori. And that is fouled away again. So a good battle here from Ori Cook. So another 2-2 coming here. And that is down for a ball. That's foul back again. So what a battle here from Ori Cook. Another full count pitch, and that is lined into center. Dropping fast, dropping fast. That's going to be a base hit. So a heck of an at-bat for Ori Cook. Results in a base hit to center field, and the Ironmen have the first runner on here. And now it's back to the top of the order. Somebody might have to charge the paddles here in the press box tonight. So 7-4 Mets here, but the Ironmen, with their 10th hit of the ball game, have the first runner on here, and now it's back to the top of the order for Mike McKay. Mike is 2 for 3 in the game, a couple of singles and a run scored. Last time up, he singled and then eventually scored on a wild pitch. Here comes the first pitch to McKay. And that is outside for a ball. So 1-0 is the count here to Mike. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. He evens the count at 1-1. McKay had a single to left field back in the first, and his last time up here, leading off the fifth, hit a little inside out, excuse me, single into right field. See if Ori gets anything going at first. Not going here, and that's right there for strike 2. So 1-2 is the count here now. One, two. There is a swing and a miss, strike 3. That is a huge out. There, as the first out of the inning is retired via the strikeout. Fourth strikeout of the game for Decker, according to my count. And I'm going to have a little visit out at the mound here. Discuss maybe some defensive strategy with Keating coming to the plate. Keating is 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. He hit here in the 5th. He singled and then eventually scored on Dylan Lester's 2-run home run. So Ori remains the runner over at first base. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The Ironmen with 5 outs to play with here and down 3 runs. And that is high and deep to right field, back at the track. It's going to stay in the ballpark. Keating hit that one hard, but it stays in the ballpark out towards the track. Nice grab in center field there by Robeson, and that's going to be a loud, long out number 2. And again, they had Keating played perfectly there with a little bit of a pull, shift, lean. Again, Keating put a sting into that one. But not enough to get up and out of the yard. So that brings Lester in now with 2 out. And that's a curveball in there for strike 1. Lester's 3 for 3 in the ball game, has a couple of singles and a 2-run home run his last time up. So Lester having a ball game up until this point. Runner still over at first here with 2 out in the inning. And there's the runner goes, and that is going to be thrown into center field, although Buckle able to get enough of it. And again, that was, if Buckle's able to come up with that ball, Ori was out by a good 6-7 feet. But as it stands, it'll be a stolen base, so Cook is now in scoring position. Again, Hamowitz, one of the better throwing catchers in the league. That one just a little bit on the first base side. So he kind of sidearm snapped it, but again, getting a bit of a umpire shift here. I don't think that was their fault. I think they had the incorrect number of outs on the scoreboard. So now Ori is in scoring position, and it's 1-1 here to Lester. That ball is fouled out of play, and that'll run it now to 1-2. And the Ironmen have had their Ironmen have had their chances. 10 hits in the ball game. They've had the bases loaded on multiple occasions. Here comes the 1-2 now with 2 out here to Lester. Long look out to second, and that one is well outside, so that'll be 2-2. Again, Coombs still warming up down in the right-hand side. Decker, who is in the game now, was the starter for Moncton. Jamie Walls, the starter here for the Ironmen, went 5 innings. Rylan Matchett pitched the 6th. And that is right there for strike 3. I don't think Lester liked that one. And he's going to have a little bit of a say here with home plate umpire Brian Cummings about that one. I don't think he liked that call very much. So that'll do it here in the bottom of the 6th for the Ironmen. They get a runner on, a leadoff runner on, but nothing out of it. So after 6 complete here at Ironman Field, we head to the 7th inning. The score is the Moncton Mets 7, and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman 4 on this final home game of the regular season edition of O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. So we go to the 7th inning here. Last kick at the can here for both teams. And we do have Justin Cormier is down now that the defensive inning is over for the Mets. Is down warming up in the bullpen for the Mets. We may see him in the 7th inning here. Cormier, who has thrown 59 innings on the season, may get an opportunity to get to 60. Hamowit's going to lead it off here for the Mets. That's high and away for ball one. Hamowitz is 1 for 2 in the game. Singled and scored a run, struck out looking, and last time up had a bases-loaded walk. That is foul back. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Hamowitz to lead off the 7th. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th for the Ironmen, we're going to have Watkin, Leggett, and Malson are the scheduled hitters. And that is lined into center. Right at center fielder Ori Cook, who's going to pull that in for out number 1. That's in there for strike 1. That's high and away for a ball. So 1-1's the count here. That ball's in the dirt. That'll run it now to 2-1. So 1 out here, top of the 7th. That is inside for a ball. 3-1. That's in there for strike 2, so back to a full count here. That one's right back this way, so it'll keep the count full. Bartley's 1 for 3 in the game. Has a RBI single and a run scored, a fly out, and a ground out his last time. We have no score. We're not sure what the score is in St. John, Rick. They won. The Alpines won the first game 6-3. I know the second game wasn't scheduled to start until 9:30. I'm going to assume maybe it got started earlier, but they're not posting on social media and they have no stream, so unless somebody in the chat happens to be there or know somebody who is there. Like I said, we did get somebody pop in to let us know the Alpines won the first game 6-3. And with that, Royals' loss means the Ironmen will avoid the 4-5 game. They can do no worse than third now in the standings. And that is popped up out of play. And this game becomes critical now because if Moncton can hang on, they will finish the season at 15-13. The Ironmen will drop to 14-12. I'm not sure what the season series is at between the two, but I think Moncton has the edge, which means the Ironmen would have to sweep the doubleheader in St. John on Saturday, and that is right there for strike 3. As that one stays on the inside part of the plate. So Bartley goes down looking. First strikeout for Riley Matchett. I'm going to try to do some quick little math here. And that misses for a ball. So let's see. So 1-0 is the count here to Brian Smith. Smith is 1 for 3. And that's right there for a strike. 2-0 Mets. 2-1. 3-1. That's right. Oh, just down for a ball. 3-1, 4-1. So, yeah, so if the Mets were to hang on here, the Ironmen would have to win both games in order to finish second. And, of course, again, an Ironman loss here, and that is a grounder to short. Heating up with it, and he'll make the play. So last kick at the can coming here for the Ironmen. Again, if the Ironmen lose this game, they will not be able to finish first either. So it will be down to their doubleheader on Saturday in St. John to see who will have home field advantage in the best of 5 or best of 7 between the Mets and the Ironmen. Again, if the Mets hang on here in the bottom of the 7th, it will ensure that we will have a Mets-Ironmen series. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Justin Cormier coming into the bullpen here for the Mets to try to close it out as they hang on to a 7-4 lead. So a little bit of defensive changes here for the Mets. So with Cormier coming into the game, Declan Buckle, who's playing, comes over from second to short. Stefan Martin looks like he has come in from left field to second. And Jackson Decker goes out to left field. So Cormier coming in here, 59 innings pitched on the season. He's 2-3 with a 3.80 ERA. And he's going to be asked to get 3 outs here to give Moncton a 15-13 regular season finish. So Watkins going to lead it off here. Watkins is 1 for 3 in the game, has a single, struck out. Last time up he reached on an error when second baseman Declan Buckle dropped a pop fly and eventually came around to score. So here we go, first pitch of the 7th. And that is swung on and fouled away by Watkins for strike 1. So again, we're not sure when our next stream will be, folks. We'll have to keep it locked to the Ironman Facebook page once we know where we finish, what the schedule is. Again, if this score holds, we know we're going to get a Mets-Ironman series, and it will come down to the Ironman doubleheader in St. John on Saturday to determine who has home field. And that is right there for strike 2. Again, if the Ironmen are able to come back here, they do still have a chance to finish as high as first. We need some base runners here. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count here to Watkins. And that is popped out of play. Yeah, because the Well, I don't know. If Moncton wins, yes, because the Ironmen hold the tiebreaker over the Royals. That's in the dirt. Ironman won the season series over the Royals 4-3. So in a situation where the Ironman and the Royals finish with the same record, the Ironman would win the tiebreaker. And that is in the dirt. So that runs it full now. Lots of action yet to come here in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League season after the Nationals break. And that is broken bat. And, that one's going to swing around. And I think Watkin thought he might have caught the catcher there. So if the Royals hold a tiebreaker with Moncton, if Moncton hangs on here, that will be a moot point because Moncton will have 15 wins. So the only way Fredericton can finish higher than fourth would be if the Ironmen were to come back to win here in the seventh. The Royals can do no better now than 14-14. The Mets would be 15-13. Full count here. And that is popped way high in the air. Will it stay in play? I don't think so. And that one hits the stands. So full count still here to Watkin as the Ironmen try to battle back in another ball game. Cormier's got the one he wants now. And that is hit high and deep to left field, at the track, at the wall. She's out of here. Watkin leads off the bottom of the seventh with a home run, and it's a 7-5 ball game. So just like that, the lead is 2. As Watkin tattoos that one up over the screen in left field. That is his 5th of the season now as he takes the team lead ahead of Chris Keating's 4. So Nick Leggett's going to step in here now. Nobody out. Leggett is 0 for 2 in the game. Was hit by a pitch earlier, and that is ball 1. Heck of an at-bat from Jeff Watkin there as he hits the 7th pitch out of the yard. And that is called a strike, and that one looked like it might have been a bit inside, but here comes the 1-1. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. And that is outside for a ball. Thank you, everybody. Again, we appreciate all the feedback here, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Thank you for joining us all season long. And that is right there for strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. So Leggett goes down looking. That'll be the first out of the 7th inning. We'll have to give a shout-out in the Ironman dugout, whoever picked out that bat after Watkin broke a bat earlier in the AB. Someone picked out the right one for him there, and that is on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. So here's Charlie Mawson. Mawson is 1 for 3 in the game, had a double his last time, and that is inside. RBI double last time up, again driving in Watkin, who reached on an error. 1-1's the count here. And that's in there for strike 2. Ironmen need another base runner here. Try to get the tying run to the plate. Thank you, Brent. Do a pretty fine, good job yourself, sir. And that is a grounder to first. And Malone's going to come up with that one for out number 2. So that'll be a 3 unassisted, and the Ironmen are down to their last out here. And that's going to be Zach Goss. Should it continue here, Jake Cook has popped out of the dugout into the on-deck circle and would hit for the catcher Tyler McKay if Goss were to reach. Goss over 3 in the game, couple of ground outs, struck out his last time. So last kick at the can here for the Ironmen. And there's a big swing from Goss for strike 1. And that hits him. So the Ironmen will take it any way they can get it. So Goss is on with the hit by pitch. And that'll bring Jake Cook to the plate here as a pinch hitter. Thank you very much, Brent. Thank you for always hanging out. Brent Langtank fills in for me when I'm not here. So he actually did. We got a birthday shout out for Brian Dunn earlier, Dev. So Brent Langtank fills in for me. He actually did the game here last Thursday while I was on vacation. So he does a great job filling in for me when I'm not here. Brent DeBorn, thank you very much, pal, for the kind words. So Jake Cook's going to pinch hit here, critical situation, and representing the tying run. Jake's up to 279 on the season now. And takes that one high and away for ball 1. So again, big happy birthday to Brian Dunn. Got some Brian Dunn fans in the chat. Shout out to the Chatham Head Tigers for a big win tonight. And that is in the dirt. And it's 2-0. Brent did do a very good job. I enjoyed Brent's soothing tones while I was on vacation. But we're back and going to use the Nationals break to retool here and then be back strong for the playoffs. And that is in there for strike 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike here, 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. Ironman down 7-5. Zach Goss over at first base after a hit by pitch. Jake Cook off the bench for pinch hitting duty here. Ori Cook in the on-deck circle if the inning were to continue. And that ball is hit hard towards second. And Martin fresh into the game. He throws it away! And it's into the dugout. So that will allow everybody to move up. So just like that, the tying runs at second base. So what would have been a 4-3 and game over, now the tying run is at second base. So again, that's the danger you have with the short bench and asking Martin to come in from left field to play second base here late in the game. That's the first ball he's had hit to him all night. He wouldn't have taken infield, outfield at second base. So again, putting him in a tough situation for a routine ground ball that he throws into the Ironman dugout. So now the tying run for the Ironman is at second base, and the winning run is at the plate in the form of Ori Cook. So here we go. Don't change the channel just yet. And that is on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Ori didn't like that call. So 0-1 here. 2 out, bottom of the 7th. And that is in the same place and called a ball. So maybe the reaction from the first one got him the second one. So 1-1 is the count here. Top of the order on deck if this inning were to continue. And that ball is in the dirt. Nice block by Hamowitz. I tell you what, the second year watching John Hamowitz catch a baseball game, and this guy has got the goods. He is one of my, obviously, big Watkin fan, but I love watching John Hamowitz catch a baseball game. He had that one get by him that was a wild pitch earlier, nothing he could do. And that ball is right there for strike 2. And the Ironman dugout, not a fan of that one, as that was by far the most vocal opposition that we've had. So 2-2 is the count here. 2-2, 2 out, bottom of the 7th. Here we go, folks. Ori Cook at the dish. And that ball is inside for a ball. So now the count is full. First base is open here. But if you're Justin Cormier, there's not a chance in hell you want to turn this back over to the top of the order. And putting the go-ahead run on. So 3-2, 2 out, bottom of the 7th. Here comes the pitch to Ori. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that's the ball game as the Mets hang on for a 7-5 victory. And they will finish their regular season at 15-13. The Ironmen will drop to 14-12. And their placement in the standings, whether it be second or third, will come down to their doubleheader in St. John Saturday, 2-5. We will see you folks back here for the playoffs. Again, times and dates to be announced, but it will not be until September after the Labor Day holiday and after the 4-5 series is played. So the final score here from Ironman Field is 7-5 Mets. We'd like to thank our stream sponsor, O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Go on down and check them out. Summer's not over yet, folks. Go on down there, hit the patio, have yourself a time. Tell them that Chris sent you. And, of course, we want to thank our friends at Elitecast Media who are bringing you the sights and sounds here all season long. If you are going to be partaking in some of the men's baseball nationals, I believe they are going to be streamed from a variety of channels on YouTube, so make sure you guys go check them out. But the final score here is the Moncton Mets 7 and your Chatham Ironmen 5. Good night, folks.